Last week, we discussed many of the changes that will need to take place in order to combat a wicked problem like global change. Everyone from architects to engineers to clothing designers and food producers will need to pitch in. This week, we go even further with exploring global change. For instance, what can opera music teach us about ecology? Dr. Kirsten Page looks at how the arts, such as music, can play a role in developing our changing world.
We've talked a lot in this course about how we humans might be able to adapt, but what about animals? What can we do to protect species most at risk? That's precisely the area of expertise of Dr. Roland Kays, who studies movement ecology. Dr. Kays shares examples of his tracking and camera trap work that clearly show how some species, with a little help from us, can adapt extraordinarily well to changes in our climate.
How do we even measure change? Dr. Karen Cooper is a leading proponent of citizen science, a movement that brings in large numbers of the civilian population to help scientists learn about our cities, our communities, and our nations. In her live stream conversation, Dr. Cooper discusses how citizen science can be a critical piece of the puzzle for tackling global change.
But what do we miss when we measure change? Deja Perkins is a Ph.D. student and urban ecologist who points out that citizen science can only be as effective as the data collected, and that key data from marginalized communities is missed when those communities are not actively involved in the research.
Kofi Boone is a landscape architect, someone who addresses creative and environmental challenges, both aesthetic and practical, through design. In his talk, he advocates for the need to work with the people who are local to any design challenge in order to achieve the most equitable results.
Dr. Holly Hurlburt is a historian who has studied Italy extensively. In her podcast, Dr. Hurlburt gives us an overview of the history of a truly unique city, Venice. She recounts how Venice was constructed on the sea centuries ago, and how its citizens have struggled to combat rising sea levels in the last century through today.
Landscape architect Andrew Fox and architect and department head David Hill have worked with coastal communities facing similar challenges to Venice, but here in North Carolina. The two collaborators share their work with the Coastal Dynamics Design Lab and some of their ideas for the future of North Carolina's fragile coastal region.
Finally, another team, Professor Nora Hahn and NC State research scholar Angel Cruz, focus on a challenge that's a wicked problem in its own right, migration. It's a touchy subject, and one on which there are a lot of opinions. Doctors Hahn and Cruz want to cut through the controversy and opinions and learn as much as they can about why humans migrate. In their first podcast, we'll hear directly from a farm worker in El Salvador, Ricardo. He shares what his life and work is like, how climate is already having direct effects on his livelihood, and his views on why people he knows might want to immigrate to the U.S. In their second podcast, Dr. Hahn and Dr. Cruz share some of the research about real living conditions in Central America and examine some of the misconceptions about migration. It's your final week of Wicked Problems Wolfpack Solutions. You're so close to completing this course. It's your turn to contribute as a citizen scientist. Go Pack!